Welcome back to ETBU Extra as we broadcast live from the Student Center on the campus of East Texas Baptist University each Wednesday from noon to 1 p.m. to talk Tiger athletics. Already talked Tiger football. Here in just a second, we're going to talk to Natalie Bach-Prather, the head cross-country coach at ETBU, and how well the cross-country team is doing. Before that, I need to talk to you about the ETBU Fan Vote of the Week presented by Matt and Courtney Workman of Team Higher Purpose. They're both alumni of the university from 2002. Of course, on the ETBU Tiger Facebook page, you have an opportunity to vote for your favorite performance from last week's win by the football team over Sul Ross. Had a choice between quarterback Josh Worthington's 445 yards passing and 4 TDs in the game, Jeremiah Simpson's 4 tackles, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery, or Tyler Bates' 229 yards receiving and 1 touchdown. And the vote went to, hold on a second, I done forgot, Adam, what was it again? Jeremiah Simpson was 50% vote over Warmington and Bates. I just couldn't read my handwriting on that vote. All right, we're going to talk cross-country now with the head cross-country coach here at ETB, Natalie Bach-Prather. And Coach, last week had the ASC cross-country meet, and just kind of give me a synopsis of how it went. It went very well for your team.
It did go very well, despite the weather. It was actually delayed by a couple of hours. Torrential downpour, standing water, mud, just looked disastrous. But when the gun went off, the team, both the men and the women, they did what they needed to do. They worked hard, and the results showed. We had an awesome day.
Now, of course, 2 years ago at the first cross-country meet here at ETB that you hosted, you had same kind of conditions.
The same conditions, so we were ready for it.
Okay. As a coach, how do you prepare your team to fit the adverse conditions? Do you tell them watch your footing, be careful about a certain place on the course? How do you get them prepared to run into conditions like that?
Well, I'm kind of mean. If I know there's rain coming, I'll change a practice or a workout so that we're running in the rain. We'll find muddy conditions so that hopefully one time in the season we'll have run in every condition. And then besides that, when we go and they're at the starting line, we look at the map and I tell them where the footing will be slippery or where they need to watch out. And then just stay mentally tough, because a lot of runners get thrown by conditions like that. And I'm proud of our team. That's been something we've worked on, to stay mentally tough no matter what the condition. And it's shown.
I want people to realize how difficult it is to be a cross-country runner, because when you practice, you just can't go run 100 yards each day and call it done. You got to run long distances. Kind of take me through a typical workout that the team goes through to prepare for meets each week.
One workout we did last night, it was an 8-mile run.
Only 8 miles, folks. Only 8 miles.
So we have our warm-up, and then we have a little loop on campus, which is a half-mile loop with 2 hills, and you've got to sprint up the hill, jog it, sprint up the hill, jog it. We did that 10 times with no break, and we're looking for absolute muscular fatigue. And when they got done, I mean, I think I had half of them almost throw up, the other half saying, "Oh, I'm not feeling good." I said, "Then we've done it correctly. Good job."
We'll talk about the performance first for the men at the conference meet, and the next level, of course, is the regional meet. Kind of talk about who's going and what's going to happen there.
Men had a fantastic showing. In the past, we've only ever had 2 to 3 runners in the top 25, and that's who we take to regionals. If the team doesn't qualify, we'll take anyone in the top 25. And this year, I had 5 of my 8 guys in the top 25. So incredible. They all had one of the best races they've had all year. Times don't show it, but times didn't show anybody's racing because of the weather. But they gave 100%, and we had the highest placing, the highest overall times ever in ETBU history.
Now, Lennon Price, one of those runners, first team all American Southwest Conference, 7th place finish. And the Sportsmanship Award, Ian Spencer, 2nd team all ASC, 16th place finish. It's good to see your athletes get those accolades.
Yes, it is very good. And every year we've been consistent in trying to add to that little collection that we're getting. We've had Landon and Ian both up in the top, and we're closing the gap with our younger runners, and hopefully we'll see more of that in the future.
Who can run cross-country? When you're on campus, do you look for, oh, that'd be a good cross-country runner? Hey, do you want to come out? Who can run cross-country?
Oh, I'm always recruiting, yes. I'm always checking people running around campus or running on the treadmill. And I've pulled a couple from those who've done quite well, actually. Shelby Taylor's an excellent example. Saw her running a time or two. She said she might have been interested in running cross-country, never ran cross-country before, and here she is breaking all of our school records and placing 4th at our conference meet.
Since you brought up Shelby Taylor from the ladies side of the cross country team, let's talk about them. Third place finish at the ASC Championship meet. That's a milestone in ETBU cross country history.
That's huge. We've never placed higher than fifth for women, ever. And the highest we've placed for guys is fourth. So last year we were fifth. To be able to jump to third place was wonderful. Kind of a cool story is last year we missed going to regionals by 1 point. And this year, our team motto, every time they broke out, was 1 point. They wrote it on their hands before every single meet. They talked about it. Well, sure enough, we made third. We made it to regionals by 1 point this year, so it was pretty exciting.
Now, Megan Morrell, a member of that ladies team, she won the ASC Sportsmanship Award for the second year in a row. Kind of talk about her qualities and why was she chosen for the second year in a row?
It was actually unanimous as well. 2 years in a row. She's our team captain. She's very vocal. She's got a lot of life. But she's not just like that with our team. She's like that with other teams as well. Encouraging other people, telling them great job, getting people pumped up, whether they're on our team or not. And it's really cool to see all the other coaches in our conference notice the same attributes because it was a unanimous vote for her.
All right, let's talk about the regional coming up. Talk about where it's at. How do you prepare for it, and what are the chances of your runners doing well at the regional meet?
I'm looking forward to them doing really well this year. We have maintained a mental strength that we've never been able to maintain up to this point. Regionals will be a tough meet. It's against, some of the best in the region, clearly. We'll be running at Shenandoah College in Winchester, Virginia. So we'll fly out next week, taking 13 people, which will be fun. We train for that. We've got a couple hard runs this week, and then we just kind of taper and bring down the mileage and just recover and try to maintain everything we've already worked.
Now, of course, the goal is to go do very well there, but it's also an experience for your student athletes. Any special side trips you've already looked at and maybe taken them to? I know in previous long trips, y'all have done something special while you're there for the experience of a student athlete being able to travel to compete.
Yeah, we're planning on taking them to D.C. We're flying into D.C., and so we'll have a half day before we have to run, and we'll have a half day afterwards that we'll get to take them around the Capitol, and half of them haven't even flown yet. So I think that in itself is going to be an adventure.
Maybe that workout last night and to the point where they're kind of getting sick might help them on that flight for the first time.
Yes, hopefully so.
Well, Coach, anything you want to say before we let the other basketball coaches take over your time?
Best of luck to volleyball and football this weekend. It's been a good week to be a Tiger.
All right, Coach Prather, always good to see you. And that's Coach Natalie Bach-Prather, the cross-country head coach at ETBU, taking your team to the regionals on November 14th. Well, coming up next, we'll continue with our show, ETBU Extra. We got basketball to talk about next. Head coach of the Tigers, Bert West, is here, and head coach of the Lady Tigers, Etzel Hamilton, as well. Back with more ETBU Extra in just a moment.